Alright, Art Slugs. Today we are going to be looking at part 2 of my Gwenivier. I have 3 parts because I have 3 sketchbooks dedicated to just Gwenivier drawings, and I will have more in the future. But here we've looked at 1, and now it's time to look at part 2. And if you haven't watched the video of looking at part 1, go watch the video. You're going to see my struggles of Absalom. As for this video coming out, how's the challenge coming? Can you draw him? Can you not? Probably you can't. Nobody can draw him. Just face it. I'd give up if I were you. Except for that's not what art sluggards do. We keep inching our way, so we will be able to draw Absalom. I will draw Absalom, and you can draw Absalom. We can draw Absalom. Absalom needs you to draw him. Alright, let's look at the sketchbook. Right there, look at that. I don't really care for these books, but for the size they are, that's a good size for like character sheets, so that's why I get them. Besides that, I prefer to use the other style, as you've seen in my videos. Here we have Seth. These are all my character sheets and poses for the series of Prince Gwenivier. If you haven't seen it, remember, go and watch it. Go check it out. These are all going to be spoilers to different scenes you get to see. Archery, egg race. Look at that. Different poses for him to switch through, because it's kind of like that clip art type animation, mixed animation. You know, kind of lazy, but between me and my brother, we both created it. There's another character. I don't remember his name. Because some of the guys, I kind of confused their names. But, you know, I was making up random nights as I went along. This is supposed to be a random thug. He never, I think, actually enters the show. These are one of the kids. You know, I thought 3 poses for them would work. You know, 3 different kids. So. Oh, I expected the 3rd kid. He must be later on. Anyhow. Up, here he is. The 3rd kid. I like him. He was my favorite. I had more fun with him. Kind of made him a ginger. He has red and curly hair. Alright, here is Squire Chinless. I have his different poses. I actually like him so much. A lot of people hate his guts because of his voice, but Sirloin, as he's too heavy, you can see. More character sheets of Sirloin, kind of doing his thing. I like Sirloin. He was kind of fun. Kind of drew him on horses. I'm like, I can't draw these legs. I'll just cut him right off. There's Gwenivier when he gets his helmet knocked off. Now you know what Gwenivier looks like without his helmet, unless you've seen the series. Gwenivier with the cardboard helmet. What do you think about that? That's a clever idea. There's Seth riding on his horse. Some of these horse looks awful. Sometimes I got really lazy with the horses. Alright, let's see what we got here. Oh, we're looking at some Absalom pictures. And nope, I'm missing a page, right? Cardboard Knight. The Cardboard Knight is very interesting. There's a picture on DeviantArt that I saw that somebody did of this Cardboard Knight. I think it was DeviantArt, so I don't remember where it was. I have it on my laptop, downloaded as reference. So I decided, oh, what if there was a Cardboard Knight and Gwenivier destroys it and thinks it's a real knight? I thought this would be kind of funny. So I kind of drew that in. So I kind of took his reference of the Cardboard Knight and kind of added some things. So it's pretty cool. You know, but main credit goes because I just looked at the reference of this other Cardboard Knight. Main ideas. I don't remember the name of the artist, but if you guys know who it is, place it down in the comments. I can't remember who it is, and if I can find the picture on my laptop, maybe I'll be able to credit it. Anyhow, that's where I got the idea of doing the Cardboard Knight. Trying to do Absalom pictures. Once again, looking Absalom, ugly Absalom, ugly Absalom. I thought, see, right after this, I drew Absalom, the good version of Absalom. Look at these. I drew Absalom and I started drawing some references and I thought, hey, I can draw Absalom. This looks pretty cool. I'll be able to do this. And then after I tried to put him on body, it just looked terrible. For Absalom to kind of get an idea to be able to draw him good, I was looking at like scenes from Solo Leveling, kind of getting that kind of character. There's a picture my sister tried to draw Absalom. As you can see, it was an abomination. My sister can't draw Absalom, I can't draw Absalom, and neither can you. Here, on the right, is a sucky version of Absalom. On the left is one of my few good pictures of Absalom. Look at that. He looks awesome. I like the way he's a side profile, the way his hair's coming down, the way he's looking at the ring, hand behind his back. I really like this. The reference kind of was off someone looking at a bottle thing, and I changed things about it to make it look cooler. Have his cape coming down. I mean, I like this pose. This is awesome. Here's some scenes of Absalom and Gwenivier fighting. I don't mind these scenes. I think these scenes are pretty cool. Besides that, yeah, look at those. It's like ching, ching, launching, and they're just getting that, you know, I had really fun drawing that. That was a fun picture. Here I have Gwenivier, and it's supposed to be I was going to draw Absalom, but I never finished it, you know, coming at each other. Here I drew a picture of Absalom, but it looks like teenage Absalom. Like Absalom when he's a teenager, you know. It just wasn't bulky enough. I built him too thin. Still looked good. I was like, I did well in the face. He just doesn't look old enough. And I think it has to do with his body. So maybe I'll use it for scenes of Absalom being a teenager. I don't know. See, alright. You recognize her. If you watch the series, you will know who this is. Good, because I do not. That's a joke. I created her. She's voiced by my sister, as you can see. That's why her personality is not too well. Different references of her. I ended up doing like 2 areas where I did older versions of her, and then I changed the style, and it didn't come out very good, so I went back to the old one. And how here we have Sir Dumpling. Look at that. Look at all those poses. You recognize those poses? They're all first episode poses. Look at that, and his big feather goes flying everywhere. He's kind of samurai looking. He's pretty cool. Yeah, I like Dumpling. I had fun drawing Dumpling. This is what I use as my main reference to my character sheet, so I kept one blank, so anytime I forget, I could just use as my idea. There, obviously, I was scribbling because I was upset, you know, or bored. Who knows? Let's get a look at this. Here was supposed to be trying to get an idea of the map of the castle and the layout. It didn't come out very good, so this is not what it will be, but that's what I was trying to do. Alright, now because this book has, let's look at this first half now, because we kind of skipped to the second half. You were wondering what we were doing in the video. Ugly Absalom. Ooh, look at that. Knight of No Return, or Sir of No Return, like the name goes back and forth. It was actually, I think, originally Sir of No Return, and then he gets introduced, I think, for one time as Sir of No Return, and then we kind of refer to him as Knight of No Return. And then I realized Knight of No Return sounds better, you know, so. Look, character sheet, Dumpling's head. Character sheets of Gwenivier's head. That's what we got both over here. Yep, there's Gwenivier. This is when he was more simpler, thinner. He almost looks like a teenager there. And here's Gwenivier, looking cool as ever. He kind of has a cross on his shield. I kind of was drawing this pose. I don't know who was going to be here. Probably Gwenivier in a pose. And then I had more fun with these. These I like. I like how big his hands are and how he looks. And he looks bogus and funny. Like these ones where he's been kneeling down. You know, you just have fun with it. Him with the shield up here. Gwenivier running away. You gotta have a picture of him running away. You know, run, Dumpling, run! Alright, here is the Royal King James Donkey. And we always got to keep drawing the Royal King James Donkey in all kinds of different poses because the King James Donkey is so useful, especially if you've seen the series. Spoilers. Look at that. Royal King James Donkey for the win. Him being stubborn. There's Gwenivier as a pose. I thought I could just slap him on a Royal King James Donkey, kind of just bogusly make it work. If he's riding fast or if he's riding slow, you know. That's kind of what the idea of what's going on here. We're trying to just do clip art, you know. We weren't trying to do animation. And then my brother's like, it'd be easier just to animate. There's Sir Dumpling, and you got Sir Dumpling sitting on the horse. I don't know if I ever drew a Sir Dumpling riding fast. Aha! If it isn't the imposter, if anyone recognizes that. Sir Dumpling once again. There's Sir Dumpling running fast. Not running fast, not riding fast, but he's running fast. He looks pretty cool. I like Dumpling. Dumpling's fun to draw. Look at that, like a little squiggle on the ground. Me trying to draw Absalom, looking ugly. But as you can see, right in the bottom right corner, there is Gwenivier. The first good-looking Gwenivier. This way I decide what Gwenivier looks like. My brother's like, I just don't know what he looks like without his helmet on. I'm like, well, I already have an idea. So I drew this. I said, this is what I imagine him looking. His mustache, his hair slicked back, he's blonde. I said, this is what he looks like, and he looks down at you. These other pictures of me trying to draw Absalom, they all look ugly. I was looking at Bishi's. I tried to look up kind of Hisoka character, as you can see in the top left. I looked up a picture of him, kind of draw it to get the idea. I thought Hisoka looks really cool, so maybe if I can draw him kind of like that. Tried to draw it. Nope. Looked ugly. Tried to draw Hisoka. It didn't look bad, but, you know. Anything else? Hideous. Absolutely disgusting. Abominable. Well. But Prince Gwenivier looks pretty cool. Alright, let's flip this page if I can just separate them. Alright, I was going to have like Dumpling running from an explosion or something, you know. This is going to be like Dumpling flying through the air. It's going to get like a blade in his hand. Never finished it. More Dumpling on the side, and then I kind of threw the imposter. He's been found out as the imposter. Get rid of him. Here are the thugs of the village, or the husband to the wives, if you know what I'm saying. And there they are beaten up. You get to see all these little clips right here. And look at that. There's supposed to be more with the character on the right, and, Haman, but, ran out of time. This is the first reference of what the king was supposed to look like. Didn't like it, so we scrapped it. This was my sister trying to show me how to draw things properly. Pathetic sister. Anyhow, those are her drawings too. Her drawings I don't care for as much. I liked her in the beginning, but her style she's gone too. I don't care for. Here is the first reference of Haman. If you have seen my series, you know what Haman looks like. This was the first design. He's actually kind of creepy looking. As I was working, I'm like, he just doesn't look goofy enough for the character. So it went from all these character heads to eventually this one right here. Look at that. And then I really like that head. That head looks funny. So then I decided with the bogus body, kind of make him really heavy. And give him like arms, little simple fingers. Try to draw different expressions, make him all wild, He kind of looks like a hippo in that one pose. Hand up, hand on stomach, Look at that. I really enjoyed Haman. He was kind of fun to draw. And, just doing different poses for him. Here's some random villagers I wanted to draw for different characters in the series. Here's another random villager. I don't even think she shows up. Or maybe she has like one reference in the background, possibly. And here he is, the one and only Absalom. Have you drawn Absalom yet? No, you haven't, because you can't. That's right, Art Slugs. Absalom. Took me forever, and I drew this, and I was so proud. Every time I went through a stage, I did not. See, I soon had him drawn. I did not have his face in. I did not have his eyes, and I showed it off to everybody how cool it was. And I was like, all right, I wanted to show you all. I'm taking a picture. Now I'm going to add his face in, and this might ruin everything. And when I drew the face in, it actually came out really cool. So this is what I want Absalom to look like. Look at that. I really like Absalom. That is true beauty, true awesome. And the way his cape flows, his sword's out, like he looks like he's ready to kill somebody. Whoa! Here we have our little character. I don't remember. Is that the same character? I think that's what my new design of the villager was going to be. And that made her hair more wild. Or the damsel, the chief's daughter. But here are those new references of the chief's daughter that I was going to do that I ended up scrapping because I didn't care for them. So I went back to the... Oh, no. These are the old ones. The other ones you saw earlier, those are the new ones. I scrapped those and went back to these ones because these ones were better. And here we are, back at the map. That is it. We are at the end. Thank you for watching. If you can draw Absalom, draw Absalom. If you can't draw Absalom, then hashtag can't draw Absalom. Or should I say hashtag slugs can't draw Absalom. That's what I'm going to say it. ArtSlugs, hashtag ArtSlugs can't draw Absalom. There's your challenge. Can you draw Absalom? All right, thank you for watching. If you'd like to see more, you'd like to see part 3, like, share, and subscribe. See you in the next one.